Where is Sookie?
Sookie's my bag.
I love Sookie.
I loved Sookie too. Because I had this almost neurotic relationship with Sookie, because I would actually hear the dog talk to me.
Oh my God, no.
No,
Well,
'cause
that makes
really-
sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
because I mean, usually I'd think that, okay, maybe you should explain to your viewers who don't know who Sookie
Yes,
is.
please.
Okay, so Sookie was this toy pink chihuahua that I found some guy selling on the street. And it has this look, and he was looking at me, and I said, I have to take this. So I take the dog, and I'm looking at it, and it's like really crazy, because it's like, its expression, like you can see the attitude, it's sassy, and it's got this look gazy, and it's got. So I took some photos with it and my friends, and put some speech bubbles, and next thing you know, we have a weekly cartoon strip featuring Sookie and my friends, and sometimes Sookie and myself. And it
Sookie
grew.
stresses the living daylights out of you.
Yes. Because it kind of grew, because I was always a punching bag, and she was really good friends with my friends, and she developed a personality, and she grew. Then this is one of the many lessons which I learned when I was free to do anything, is that doesn't mean you should do everything, because you realize that you need to focus. Because so I did Sookie. I made Sookie for a year. Sookie grew up. Sookie had these groups to the point when I was occasionally people would meet me, and I'd get as many people meeting me saying, this is Ernest Bazanye, from Badedia, and this is Ernest Bazanye, and they say, how's Sookie? And I was having fun doing it, as much fun as I had when I was doing Badedia. Then and this is one thing that you should know when you quit your job is that I got another idea.
Okay.
And Sookie began suffering because of that idea. I found this, I got this notion of, oh my gosh, what if, because there's this airtime vendor who, like, she comes from the village, and she's really, like, she comes to Kampala and she's squashing airtime, but that next thing, by the end of the series, she's supposed to be like, she's the kingpin of the whole area, because she has this natural business instinct, this ninjutsu. She's taking over everyone's business just because she's just that smart. And I would write her, and so I'm writing this character called Anita Everything. She began as Anita Airtime, and then she became Anita Everything. So I'm writing that, and then I'm writing Sookie, and then at the same time, I think that I want to write a Chandler and Fraser novel.
And then also there's still the sitcoms as well that you're also working on.
And then I'm writing the sitcoms. And then my cousin Kutasha, I discovered that she can act. And so I say, oh, Kutsi, I have the perfect character for you. Her name, we call it that phone chick. Now all she does is sit on the phone and have crazy conversations. I can shoot every weekend. So I'm doing all this. I'm having that phone chick, and I'm trying to do all of this at the same time.
That's a lot.
Yes. Then I have a few chairs coming in. Once in a while, someone comes in and says that we need some content for our digital. We have our social media brand. You need to liven up the account, which give us some ideas, some stuff. So I'm doing that. I'm doing this, and it was overwhelming. And so for the first time in my entire career, I actually got burnt out. Now this, I didn't know what it was. I always believed that, because this is something I learned, I was taught from one of my various mentors. Like I told you, I learned to look for mentors. I learned to look for role models.
Because they were missing in your life.
To just sit there and wait for them to come to me.
Mm-hmm.
He said that writer's block is an excuse.
It's an excuse.
Yes. He said that, no, you don't have writer's block. Maybe you just don't have anything good to write, but you can still have your fingers write something. And so just keep writing. But for the first time I was there, and I would actually do that. Because usually what would happen is that if I write long enough, eventually the juices come.
Yes. You push through it.
Yes. Because I'd actually become very used to the idea that the first two paragraphs never make it to the end. an article.
Ah.
But here was, I'd end up doing one sentence, one sentence. Or if I was typing, I was actually burnt out.
Because you were doing so many
yes,
things.
so many things. And I also had a moment of reckoning when I realized that Crystal, I actually was being driven by a desire for at least some modicum of fame. I wanted to be admired for my work. No, at first I was just doing it because I liked doing it. Then next thing you know, I began to enjoy
the attention that came with it?
Yes, I began to enjoy people meeting me and saying, hey, bad idea. I began to enjoy that. And so all of a sudden I'm seeing that I've typed this, and then I'm looking at social media, the social media algorithms change, and next thing you know, you struggle through this thing, and because what happens with me, one of the things we did was I kind of produced Bo and Scott, that YouTube, when they had their YouTube thing together.
Yes.
Actually, I brought them in to do something else, and then the camera, when we were setting up the cameras, they began chatting.
And that's how the idea was born.
These guys are brilliant on their own. Throw away the script, forget everything, just let the camera run, and we ended up in one spot. And then one thing I realized that when Bo or Scott would put up the YouTube link, it appears not here. When I put up the YouTube link, it doesn't. It's vanished. It vanishes, because then I began studying the social media algorithms and finding out how, because of my own social media activity and the way I behave on Twitter and on the it won't let me promote my stuff as much. And now my readers are not coming straight to my site. They're coming to my Twitter feed and waiting to see what's there.
Oh.
And as a result, I would write something and get 200 instead of the 2,000 readers I expected. I did not expect it to impact me in any way. I always felt that I was the kind of guy who, I'll do it as long as one person has liked
good
it.
Enough.
That's good enough for me. I just want to do it and make someone happy. But I really realized that it really wasn't happening me. It was making me feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I really looked, and this came around the time when I really made a change that had taken place in my life.
Sorry?
It wasn't leaving my job which had done that. This happened when I was no longer engaged.
You're no longer engaged?
Yes, I was engaged to be married, and that didn't work out.
So do you feel because of that didn't work out, now you're looking for validation in another way?
Yes, because I know why it did work out. Because people change, and we just change in different directions. I'm really glad that she found herself and found who she is, and she's really happy where she is. But part of me, the fact that I went through this part when I really needed, like you said, validation. I wanted someone to say that, you're really awesome, you're really cool. There's this old joke about how two things happen when you go through a breakup. You hit the gym or you start writing poetry. Yeah. I mean, I suddenly began dressing better. I never used to give a damn. I didn't used to care that, but I was t-shirts, jeans and sneakers, black sneakers, always, blue jeans, sneakers. Or if not, I'd have a plain shirt. All of a sudden I'm like, actually, now the hat, should I explain the hat?
Please do.
I began wearing a hat because I didn't want to comb my hair. I always had a hat on, I always had a cap on. And then suddenly I realized that sometimes you have to take your hat off when you work, because when I had a job, I can't have a baseball cap on all the time. So I discovered barbers. But when the wind blows, my head gets cold. So I got the hat back. And then all of a sudden, now here I am. I'm choosing the kind of hat I wear. I'm going through a lot of things, and I realized that I was really looking for validation and trying to find myself, because for a long time I had actually been seeing myself as the person who makes other people happy. And so I need evidence that I'm making someone happy. I need more and more and more evidence. 20 likes isn't enough. I want 2,000. And it's going through a lot of that. So that's around the time when I began losing interest. Well, not losing it, but losing the motivation to make Sookie. I stopped writing Anita everything. I kept making, because the numbers were not going. I'm not seeing the likes. Sookie is getting dirty, and I'm thinking that she doesn't look that good anymore. But the fact is, we're bringing her back because I figured out a trick which is called Photoshop. So, like, I mean, the actual Sookie is kind of raggedy, but you can Photoshop past all that, so she looks splendid again. She looks fantastic on camera.
Okay.
And this also happened, like, when I managed to reconnect with my ex. It really showed me that, to help me understand that, because she found herself, and she found a core within herself which didn't need other people's validation. She didn't need that, and it settled her, and she taught me that and brought me back. So all of a sudden, now here I am. I got Anita everything back. I said I heard that so many stories. That Minyana Kokoma's website. I said, would you guys mind running Anita everything once a week? Because I think it's a great story. I had so much, and it's fun to read. I really hope that you can find time to look at it. Mm-hmm. And maybe then we're even talking about maybe turning it into a little ebook, something like that, so you can download the whole thing and read her entire adventures. Because I really do plan to have us, like, at the end, I wanted to stand for office. Okay. Girl from Gua came here. She ran away from Gua, said that peace, and walked out.
I need to look for it.
Yes. And Sookie's back. We're really going to work on the phone chick. I really think that the things that I really think that I can get great things done with Next Media. We're going to work on the overtimers and make it a big show. And I am going to go to Lagos, Nairobi, and Victoria, and stop having to pay rent in Kampala, because I'm going to be, or if I'm in Kampala, I'm in hotels. And then retire either to Fort Portal or to the Seychelles.
I like this plan. Yes. So it sounds like you kind of lost confidence in yourself.
Yes, I did.
And who you were, and it was quite a journey to get yourself back.
Yes, I did, and it's something which I always say that I never even knew that I had it to lose in the first place. Because the persona which I used when I was writing Bad Idea was like really full of himself, really arrogant, really felt himself. Mm-hmm. That was never really me. Because I've always been a shy guy. Mm-hmm. I don't even understand where I grew up stuttering. I don't even know when I turned 28, it just started, just vanished. It shows up once in a while, a little bit. But I had that kind of stutter which would prevent me from having conversations. It just vanished. Then I never really knew that I needed confidence in myself until I lost it. And then it came back. It came back. Like, you know, I sit down, I hang out with the kids. I call them my kids. I know because they are. I mean, Uncle Ernest this, Uncle Ernest that, and it really, you know, knowing that there's someone who will look up to you and enjoy your company and just enjoy you for who you are, not because you wrote
And
this.
also watching them
Yes,
grow.
yes,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, I look at and you write something and then I know I'm laughing at because like I said, you have to believe in it when you're writing it. You don't allow any doubts to come in when you're doing the work.
Yes, yes.
The doubts can come in after
You're done.
when you do it. So we write a thing and I'm laughing, and then someone reads it through and they say, "You killed it." Then it's okay. I like the fact that you liked it, but it isn't really what matters the most. What matters the most is just knowing that. Okay, yes, I did write the thing, but then it enabled me to live a life that contains all these other things. Me hang out with my friends, having my IBS doesn't let me drink beer anymore, but it does let me have whiskey.
Okay.
No, I hate getting drunk. I do not like getting drunk. So the most I ever take is 2 fingers of whiskey on ice.
Okay.
Because the ice will water it down.
We'll water it down, and that's the most you can take.
And yes, like you sit somewhere somewhere nice in Kampala, in company of someone who's fun and interesting and intelligent, and just have a nice conversation. I mean, that kind of thing. And that's what life is about. So, which settled me. And the problem with that is the best writing comes out of darkness. If you're in a bad place, that's when you write really good stuff.
You look at some of the most powerful musicians as well. Huh?
Yes, exactly. But then again,
but then it's about, isn't it, like a reset as a writer to find a way to draw your inspiration in other ways?
Yes, I realize that because great writing comes out of darkness, comes out of pain and suffering.
Yes.
I don't need to be a great writer.
Okay.
I can be a good one.
Okay.
I don't need to be I can be if I'm entertaining, that's fine. I don't need to cause Jennifer McComb was the most recent writer to blow my mind. I haven't even finished the book, but there was this whole chapter and it was amazing. And you could see that, and you can sense it, that this came from, you can sense that this came from somewhere. She wasn't like on a beach sipping pina coladas when she wrote this. This was like in the attic at midnight. Listening to like a lot of the music I'm listening to now. I listened to Rhapsody's new album. Exactly. And you can see that this came from that it took a while to write this thing because she was going through some stuff and she had to go through it. You can see sense the happy songs and said, okay, this is when she was like, she's good.
In a good
then there are times when she's talking about her, so it kind of gives that thing. You can see that I don't have to be Rhapsody. I don't have to be Jennifer McComb, and I don't have to. I can come through and just be, I'll make you laugh. I'll be the funny guy.
But that's your gift in many ways.
Yes, and I'm fine with I'm fine with that, and I really hope that. Well, like I said, one thing I do really want to do is to at least be able to have some kind of impact in the way we Ugandans feel about ourselves.
And you found a space for that.
Yes. I want us to continue being proud of the things which we achieve, the things which we've made, the things which we've overcome, and also kind of have enough dignity to expect more from ourselves. But at the same time, I don't really feel the need to get a Kane Prize or get a Nobel or anything like that.
Okay.
I do still want some money, which is that's the reason why I need to go to Lagos. It's not because I don't like Uganda, but only the money
Yeah.
Lagos thing come back.
Ka-ching, the men's.
Yes, because I mean, if you're going to be a filmmaker or TV producer, then you have to get those three places. If you're going to take Africa, you have to have those three places.
Yes.
Come back.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We're out of time. But thank you so much for sharing words of wisdom there. You had to lose yourself to find yourself.
Crystal, I think that I spoke a lot. I really thought that I would come here and I'd wait for you to ask me questions, but I just rambled.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you,
me.
and we wish you all the best. But please bring Sookie back. I'm a huge fan.
I will. She's in here. I'm just taking her somewhere to get like a few shots from someone who knows his photo, so that I can like be photoshopping her when she's clean.
Okay. Okay. And we're looking forward to all the things that you're going to do. I don't even know what to plug because nothing is in the same place. Okay, Sookie is going to be on page of Sookie on Facebook. Okay.
Anita, everything is on so many stories.ug. I'm at Dial Post. Ernest was at me.
We'll look
Follow
for
me
you
on Twitter.
on Twitter, on Instagram.
Yes. Oh yes, Instagram as well because I draw cartoons now. So.
Yeah.